Welcome back to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And man, let's get this show on the road. Sorry you guys had to wait a while there. I couldn't change the time on YouTube. I meant to do it at 1:30, and apologies, it was late. I had to get a video out. Actually, I have two ready to go. So you saw the Captain Marvel one. The Doctor Who one will be this afternoon. Welcome to all the wrenches showed up. That's cool. So we're going to be talking about Captain Marvel and the box office weirdness, a Spider-Man TV show, which could be really good or bad from Sony. And we'll also be talking about the Orville and why the hell this hasn't been renewed yet. Hail everybody in the chat. Hail Mark Lazarus, Silhouetted Animator, Mountain Shark, Archmage Frey, T. Stoney, Heather Bell, Chris Persia, Trina Guthride. Hello, I sent my jar of pickles to. Oh, that's cool. I love pickles, by the way. I dill pickles, but I am, raised by a German family. So Gregory Sedmack, Trina Guthride, like I said, Felipe Diaz, what's up? Chris Blake, Twisted Trickster, hail to you. Montana Horseman, Mikhail Wolf, Mountain Shark, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Simon Jensen, Spartan Jeremy. We've got a Jeremy in the house. What's up? Man, Jeremy's been getting lit up lately. It's great. It's great. I kind of have been too, but that's the way it goes. Hello from New Zealand, by the way. Mountain Shark, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. Hope you are feeling better. Maz Benter, Thomas, Rouge, Rogue Jedi, because I can read. T. Stoney, Robo Brain 10,000. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. Venom Broly, D Artist, Shinto Ketchup, Nordry. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Silhouetted Animator already with a $2 super chat. Spectacular Spider-Man revival? No, we can only wish. Unless it's written by the same guy, which would be brilliant. But no, right now, I'll be honest with you. Anything made in current year, I'm afraid is going to be filled with agenda. And, it'll be a Spider-Man in name only, but it'll be a show about Mary Jane showing him how to be Spider-Man. I mean, I don't know. Danosaurus, $5. Hey, Gary, will you have any time to visit a comic book store while in Italy? Oh, I will make time to do that. I don't know if I'll understand any of the comics, but if I can get some French comics there, even for the art, I would love a Star Trek bar. There used to be one, Gregory Sedmek, at the Hilton in Las Vegas at the Star Trek Experience, where you could buy a Cardassian cooler. That's right. Well, my wife, Mrs. Nerdrotic, has had many of those. Yes, there is a bar in Vegas. It's a great idea. I think it's still there. It's called the Millennium Fandom Bar. And it's a sports bar, except it's a nerd bar. So think sports bar, except for nerds. So it's got comics everywhere, and they do viewings and cosplay parties. I think it's still there. I mean, it's been a couple years since I've been to Vegas. It's run by a guy named Alex, a French guy, and he was thinking about opening it here, but he didn't in Vegas. It's by the Stratosphere. It was great. 5-hour stream not happening. I know Doomcock did one. I don't do 5-hour streams. 2 hours max today. Got lots to do. Man, all my wrenches are here. Did anybody else? Okay, everybody else is starting to show up too. That's good. Yeah. There's been a lot of weirdness going on with YouTube, man. A lot of weirdness. And I am not a YouTube critic, but there has been weirdness. We'll just say it's Rouge Jedi, like Rouge. Like, okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Thanks. Good morning, peeps from Squids McCracken. All my wrenches live in Texas. Well, yeah. Well, no state tax there. Have you seen the Cyber Frog is available again on Indiegogo? I have. I was watching the live stream. Ethan did another launch, and that was wise because I was watching his live stream last night with your boy Zach, and he talked him into it, which was a good idea. Good afternoon from the Beyond Hope from the UK. Good afternoon. Greetings from the Buckeye State. What's up, Dan Heiss in Ohio? Soren Christensen. Hello from Denmark. What's up? Yeah, fist bump right back at you, man. Eli Barracuda. Hey, how long is the stream going to be? 2 hours, 2 hours, probably 2 hours. Sid of It. I mean, like, listen, I can get diarrhea of the mouth though, so I can go for 3 sometimes. It just depends. Chief Cook, Pop-Tart Gun. Have you ever been to In-N-Out? Have I ever been to In-N-Out? I live in California and I grew up in Southern California. In-N-Out used to only be in LA, and we used to make road trips up there 60 miles to go to the In-N-Out in, oh God, I can't remember where it was now. I think it was Huntington Beach. I can't remember now. Hey Gary, my 2-year-old can't see glasses without saying .com. Can't say glasses without saying .com. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is brilliant, Christian. I love that. That is brilliant. Sticky V, what is up? All right, so we're going to let some more people roll in. Let me get my first article up. It is from Bounding into Comics. Bounding into Comics is a great site. So is Bleeding Fool. And, you know, I don't know what's going on with the Captain Marvel kerfuffle. But, ooh, that's cool. Captain Marvel taps Destin Daniel Cretton, I don't know who that is, to direct a Shang-Chi movie. I love Shang-Chi, the master of Kung Fu. Okay, and then we're going to get to that Spider-Man thing, because I have been a proponent here since I started this podcast that I think superheroes belong on television more than they belong in the theaters, because it's serialized storytelling, and you know, you just gut any good comic book story by adapting it to film. And we see that over and over again. Like, even as brilliant as Infinity War is and Avengers Endgame, it doesn't touch the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, the build up to it. Example in the Orville, the whole build up to Identity Part 1 and 2, they did that over a season and a half. That's what you could do with a television show. It has more impact, more emotional impact. You can't like have a impactful death of Gwen Stacy unless you know her for a couple of seasons of television. That's where I think it belongs. I think Batman definitely belongs on television. I just don't think he's right for it. And honestly, we've gotten good Batman films, but not a definitive Batman. And I think a definitive Batman is in a semi-procedural crime drama with a lot of, you know, superhero action done in the animated series fashion. Okay, let's share this, and then I'll get to you guys in the chat. Hang on a second. Let me get my other window going here. Okay, Bryce Brierly, $17.50. Can't make it today, but you deserve a San Francisco theater price reimbursement. You are knocking it out of the park with your coverage. Much gratitude from Lower Pack High. Oh, Pacific. Hey, homeboy. What is up, Bryce? Oh, you're in Pacific Heights, Bryce. Wow, then you're near my wife's work. Secret Agent Salon. And $1.99, a retracted message that was probably YouTube. Try not to make them salty. If you want to be salty in the chat. It's YouTube, it's not me. I truly apologize. I am sorry. Danosaurus for $5. Thank you again. Silhouette and Animator, you're brilliant. Tower of Vape, what's up, bro? Do you vape? First time here live. If Fox doesn't renew, which network or streaming service do you think would sign them? Is there a non-compete? Hashtag renew the Orville. I don't think Fox would do Seth like that. I think they would let him shop it somewhere else, and I guarantee it would be Amazon. Guarantee it. Thank you, Tower of Vape. Are you like a vape shop? That's cool. Aaron Friedman, $5. Gary, I'm a big fan. Thanks for watching ST Disco on my behalf. Hear about DS9 Memorial movie getting picked up. FYI, last name pronounced Friedman. Was I saying Friedman? Is it Friedman or Friedman? If I'm saying it wrong, tell me again, because I used to fry a lot in the 80s. So thanks. And I heard that it got picked up. I read that this morning and I'm looking forward to it. I think that's going to be great. It's a documentary on DS9. So I've been hearing about this and I can't wait to see it. Thank you very much, Aaron. Silhouetted animator for $2. The Bane trailer for Gotham just got released. I saw it. Gotham's ridiculous, but I don't really have anything bad to say about the show other than it's absolutely ridiculous. But it's better than anything on the CW for sure. I don't think they would do Seth like that for renewing the Orville. So I don't know. Why do I guess Amazon? Bezos is a nerd, is a hardcore sci-fi nerd. And I think it would do extremely well. And then you could go places where you could not go on network TV without taking away from the Star Trek aesthetic. I saw in a live stream today why doesn't the Orville get sued for being too much like Star Trek? Parody laws, by the way. There's a parody law for that. Okay, let me get to this article real quick, and then we'll get back to the chat. The great thing about putting articles up is you can like itch your nose if you got an itch. Having an itchy nose on a live stream sucks. Okay. Which you have a lot when you have a mustache. New reports of empty theaters at Captain Marvel add to movies controversy because I can talk. I have to blow this up because I'm blind. New reports of empty theaters for Captain Marvel's weekend showings are the latest in the movie's ongoing controversy. A number of Twitter users indicated there were empty seats at a number of Captain Marvel showings over the weekend. This is from our friend John F. Trent. John, if you're listening, doing great work over there. Keep it up, my friend. I don't drink, but I would love to buy you a beer. The Captain Marvel report from my local theater is shocking. Out of 22 showings on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there were 570 empty seats from advanced ticket buyers who never showed up. That is one I'll believe. Listen, I love a conspiracy. I do the Exozone. By the way, this Sunday, Exozone with Doomcock. It was my fault I missed last Sunday. My bad. I had to apologize to our Lord. He almost executed me on the spot. And I wouldn't blame him. But yeah, so I get to live another week and we do the Exozone. While on Sunday, there were only 4 no-shows for the movie all day. And oh, look at that. Timcast, D-Day Cobra, Yellow Flash guy. Oh, good YouTubers right there. Okay, so what I suspect is going on, I'll let the article finish, and they got to make money, but I really hate those ads. Hey, look, Comics Division. Hey, Comics Division. Sorry about the clap. Is on there. That's great. Look at that. I went Thursday night. My theater was a little over half full. I went Thursday night. My theater was 3/4 full. The manager claimed he'd never seen anything like this, greater than 20 years. Hundreds and hundreds of tickets were purchased online, but the buyers never arrived to watch the film. The box office totals for Captain Marvel are fake, according to Just, and with Disney or a partner padding the numbers at Timcast. Okay, I'll give you guys an example of this happening in sports. There is the NFL blackout. Sorry to talk about the sports ball, but it's the way the TV contracts. Certain number of tickets have to sell before it is shown locally. And many times, if a sellout is close, the team will buy the tickets, donate them to, in San Diego, it used to be to the Marines, to the military. They did it all the time. So to suspect that this might be the case, I would say yes. In my opinion, Disney could be buying up tickets for basically they get their money back. They can I'm sure they could do this legally. They don't have to tell anybody, and they can buy the tickets and write them off and give them off as a charity, or I'm sure. Would it be fraud? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's a law against them buying up the tickets and then saying it sold out, because you're not lying. It sold out. Just, it doesn't matter who the tickets were sold to. And the theaters are not going to divulge that information at all. So, I mean, it's getting into the weeds. It sounds a little crazy. Why wouldn't they do this for other films? I hear the questions right now. I think it's the same reason. I just want to stare at Comics Division's tweet there for a second. Sorry. I think the same reason I suspect they padded the Doctor Who numbers. Now, I don't think these are vastly overestimated numbers. I think they're padded numbers. There's a big difference because they are only going to have this weekend because the movie's not good. The general buzz is, I hear a lot of, it was good, but well, it's an MCU movie. I liked it. You hear that a lot. I liked it. I was in Two Cats Comics, and everybody who worked there was talking about the film. And they certainly know who I am. And from owning a comic shop, I don't know if they knew how I felt about it, but they were talking very loud about how much they liked the film while I was there. So I thought that was funny. And I bought some stuff. But they liked it, but they work at a comic shop. Generally, I heard from my friend Jay, who's, co-hosted here sometimes. He doesn't get involved in any of the kerfuffle political stuff. Kind of a left-leaning guy. He would agree with some of the politics, and he didn't like it. Because, well, he's also worked, he's gone to film school. He knows, about storytelling. He's actually a writer. And yeah, he said it was bad. So, and he's a lover of everything the MCU. I'm critical of the MCU. I think lately it's been not that great, to be honest with you. I mean, Infinity War was good, great, it was. But Civil War, that was. I don't know. For me, I rewatched Civil War, and it's just the battle. That's good. The last two great movies to me were Guardians of the Galaxy and Winter Soldier. I like Guardians of the Galaxy too. I do, but it's a flawed film. It is. And there's a lot of flawed films. And I did not like Wasp and Ant-Man, and I did not like Spider-Man Homecoming. I like Tom Holland. I think he's okay as Spider-Boy, but he cried a lot in that movie. I liked him much better in Civil War. And I've gone to the mat with other YouTubers and other people about, his crying and his whimpering in that movie. And that's not Spider-Man. That might be Ultimate Spider-Man. No. Ultimate Spider-Man was kind of a boss too, so yeah. Let's get back up here. So yeah, that's a bunch of, so circle this back to why I thought they padded Doctor Who numbers. Well, for obvious reasons. Doctor Who, first female doctor, first female lead. They can't have this failing. They absolutely cannot have this fail. Failure was not an option for the MCU. Not that it was going to fail. It was never going to fail. It was never going to fall under $100 million. I never believed that for 1 second. Just the sheer amount of theaters. Now I've gotten a little clapback, which is unbelievable, but I am not a fan of Avatar. I didn't like that. I thought visually is stunning. The 3D was stunning. I thought it was Pocahontas in space. So what? James Cameron's done much better. A technical wonder that was just a completely forgettable film. To me, some people like it. One of my best friends loves it, and we go back and forth on it. And I'm just like, I don't care. But that movie made a lot of money, and I saw the same thing. I even said in my video, I was working in LA at the time. I went to you know where I saw the damn movie? Universal Studios. I saw the movie at Universal Studios in the theater there, and it was empty on the Saturday it opened because it was in a gazillion theaters. So, I mean, there's that, but the theater manager saying, tickets were sold, people not showing up. That is definitely something definitely is going on. Now, is it, it could be people besides Disney, think about it. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons, but I just did a video. They put agenda ahead of MCU continuity. They risked derailing the continuity of their franchise for an agenda. Do you think they're not going to do that in the future? They are. They clearly are. Captain Marvel, what I left out of the video, was written like one of the 2016-17 SJW Marvel comic books. It was kind of silly Billy, as Zach used to say. And it, loved the science, but no real explanation. And the science was really bad in it, by the way. And yeah, it's just a bad movie. It dropped quite a bit on the box. We had a 70% drop off on a Monday, but that's to be expected. The big question is going to be this weekend. Is it going to be above a 50% drop? If it only has like a 40% drop or something like that, huge hit, major hit. It's still a bad movie, but it's a major hit at that point. It's going to make a ton of money. If it has over a 70% drop, then I don't know. I don't know if it makes $1 billion. We'll see. Either way, it's made its money back. I mean, it's a moot point. Do companies manipulate the truth out there? Well, I think we've been documenting it quite well. We being other YouTubers, every chance we get, every chance I get, when I see BS, I will bring it to you, because it's important to sift through the BS, and it keeps the big companies in check. And it's kind of fun to point it out. That's the most important thing, really. And it's interesting to see the Access Media, who is supposed to be, this is their job, by the way. It's not my job. It is actually their job to bring you this information. Like, I don't know if Star Trek Discovery is getting sued for plagiarism. And, I don't care about the, really, I come at it from perception. I know the copyright laws are tough, extremely tough to prove, but there's no way you can tell me it was an accident that they chose a giant blue tardigrade that travels in time and space. There's no way. The chances of that are astronomical. Forget it. In my opinion, it was completely ripped off, but it doesn't get reported in the Access Media. Something like this, thankfully we have Bounding into Comics now. We have Bleeding Cool. We have Cosmic Book News, and you have YouTubers. So let's get to the chats, super chats real quick, and then I will get to the chat. William Winters, it's good to see you. Hey, when are you going to Nam? Is that soon? Was it later this month? Always enjoy you being here, William. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Trina Guthridge, sorry, $5. There's a campaign to let Fox know we want more Orville, sending jars of pickles to Charlie Collier with Renew the Orville. Consider it done. I am super late on mailing a couple of packages to that I've promised, one to Doomcock, and I'm doing that right after the live stream. I'll pick up a jar of pickles and send it. What the hell? So one of the wrenches, could you or could somebody send me the campaign to Gary@nerdrotic.com if you get a chance? If not, I can Google it and find it. Thank you, Trina. I will take part, and maybe I should do a video on that. I should probably do a video. Poor JP is sick. I'm sure he would have done a video on it right now. Hope you get better, JP. God damn, his video, I'm sick and everything is stupid, was pretty funny. Dennis Alderman, $20. Hi, Gary. If Fox doesn't renew, Seth will not have any problems, as many of the online networks will pick it up fast as Captain Marvel's demise in the MCU. Yes. I'm not worried about the show not being around at all. I mean, Star Trek Discovery got renewed. I think everything can get renewed now if you're on a streaming service. Susan was talking about this. It's almost like every show is probably going to get 3 seasons while the streaming wars are going on. Unless the ratings are just cratering and you're not on a streaming network. So it's going to be iffy but if you're on like Netflix, like nobody has to be watching your show if you get canceled. And honestly, with those MCU Marvel shows, nobody was watching. No, people dipped out on those big time. Or they started watching and they didn't finish. That was the biggest problem. David Garafa, thank you for the $2. No question. Put it in the chat. Remember to hit @Nerdrotic. Thank you very much. Destiny Captain, $1.99. Drink some coffee. It's right here, my friend. I will. Just a mo. In just a mo. Just the amazing animator, Canadian $5. Check out Wanpool on Indiegogo. Proceeds are for a good cause. Oh, that's great. Will do. I've heard very good things about Wanpool. But I have not seen it, but I will check it out. Thank you, Josh, the amazing animator, for your Canadian $5, which spend just as well as an American $5. And yeah, they're probably cleaner. The money's probably cleaner. Cesario JPN $2. Joanna Lumley ignored as first female doctor. Absolutely. Supposedly that's canon. That is a canon story. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but that's what I've heard. Oh my God, there was a Radio Times article that came out that I actually agreed with. Maybe I should do a video on that. But it says that it basically says that Doctor Who canon and continuity is better than Star Wars and Star Trek. I wouldn't say better. I wouldn't use that terminology. I would say I like it more because you can be kind of fast and loose with Doctor Who, except turning him into a female. That's kind of where I draw the line, but that's why I like it so much. I wouldn't say better though. I wouldn't use the word better. I mean, cause I like all three of the, I don't like Star Wars anymore, but I definitely still like Star Trek, old Star Trek. Old Star Trek is not ruined for me. Old Star Wars is completely. Thank you, Cesario JPN and Gamer Gambit. What's up? $2. Hashtag renew the Orville, best television show on television currently running right now. Yes, it is, until The Expanse comes back, but I still love the Orville. Awesome episode last week. Sorry I was late with the review. But Captain Marvel, listen, the slave to the algorithm. Fast 400, hashtag fast 400. 40 Swedish crowns, my favorite channel. Check comment in the chat. Will do, fast 400, if it's still there. If it's there, let's go up. I'm going to check it because you gave us 40 Swedish crowns. So I've got to do my due diligence. Talk amongst yourselves. Everybody, I hope you're having a great day. It's hump day. What's up, DJ D Show? Thanks for showing up, man. And thank you to all the wrenches. Robot, Rob Shlomo, dang, it's Windows 10. Windows 10 crashed on me. Well, my Mac is starting to do my Mac is getting old death ray from Cupertino thing way early. Usually that happens like at 5 years. My Mac is only 2 years old. I'm not seeing it. I'm still looking up. Hey, could you post it back in there, please? Fast 400, just copy and paste it and put it back in because I don't see it. And I went all the way to the top. My apologies. If anybody saw it, if you could paraphrase, just put it in there. Scotty Taylor, $2. Kevin Feige mandated retcon in Captain Marvel. He did, Scotty Taylor. You beat me to the punch. Kevin Feige mandated the retconning, but it was Anna Boden's idea to use the Tesseract according to Bounding into Comics. But you are correct, Scotty. That's why I put in my review to Kevin. The Kevin Feige is either taking I suspect he's taking responsibility. He's being a man about it, which I gotta respect. But dude, your legacy, think about your legacy, man. And listen, again, I will state, I am not wanting, I want neutrality in these things. I don't want politics at all. It was a deliberate decision to put this in there, and you knew you would alienate people, and you did it anyway. And that's a big risk to take with your franchise. And they seem to be getting away with it now. But man, people, I promise you, in the long run, maybe they don't care about the long run. This is going to harm them in the long run badly. And we have data. How many times do I have to say it? Marvel Comics is what's going to happen. To what extent? I don't know. Will it kill the movie industry? No, of course not. But it will hurt this franchise. Now, what's happening to Marvel Comics is killing the industry because, well, it's an industry that's turned into a community, which I will talk about later. Batman has a bat signal. SJW Captain Marvel has a virtue signal. Gordon's alive. Yes. Okay, let's get to the chat here. Post that back in there. Wow, there he goes. Okay, GamerGap, Fast 400, adjusting for these factors. Captain Marvel had only the 6th largest weekend for a female hero flick in the last 7 years. And yes, Star Wars and Hunger Games count. Yes, they do. I mean, listen, it made money. It doesn't really, I mean, so what? Like I've said before, the Macarena was a huge hit. Coldplay sells lots of albums. We're talking about the normies. Again, I love normies. Normies sold me a lot of comic books. Normies who was trying to get in the comic store. But the thing is, normies come around. You just need to shepherd them there, because normies are normies because they're busy working. And that's what I mean. They're busy running their lives. They don't have time. They don't get into they dip into YouTube once in a while. They have kids. They're going to work, or they don't have kids. They're just working a job, living their life. They're normies. That's fine. But they can be, I won't say, yeah, they can be manipulated. I won't say fooled. I'll say manipulated by these companies. That's why we're here. And we really, it's about taste. It really, everybody's tastes differ, and everybody thinks they have the best taste. Of course, I am no different. But I find it hard to believe that people genuinely think this is a good film. You can enjoy it. There's a difference. There's a difference between I just enjoyed it, I turned my brain off, and then trying to tell me this is a good film, and then in turn trying to say that this wasn't filled, oozing from its pores from agenda, because it was. It absolutely was. Now, I might have to wait for the Blu-ray. I would very much like to do, kind of what I do with Star Trek Discovery, and the Orville is scene by scene breakdown. And it might be a super long video, but I'd be happy to do it to show you every instance of agenda. And they get really subtle and not so subtle with some of that stuff. And it's only after watching it happen in multiple TV shows and multiple films for the last 3 years in particular. I mean, this is the same thing that derailed Westworld. It's been 2 years and a lot of people forgot. Derailed Game of Thrones. Let's just use the Dorne story. Sorry if you're not into Game of Thrones, but Dorne, all right, is run by the Martell family. Of course, the Red Viper, who got his face squashed, was an incredibly popular figure in his home country. This is a rebellious home country that fought the Targaryens for years. They never bent the knee to the Targaryens. It was through marriage that they finally came into the same 7 kingdoms. They have not been able to be controlled by anybody. And they threw away the storyline completely to show strong women. Basically, they rearranged the character, had her murder the rightful lord of Dorne and the brother to the Red Viper, and just so they could have an all-woman, an all-female war council in the first couple episodes of season 7, 6. It's been so long I can't remember, but they even came out and said that's why they had to get rid of the storyline because it was going nowhere, because they rushed the ending to the show, which is very unfortunate. By the way, we will be covering it live after it airs with Doomcock. I'm still remain a fan, but I was not a fan of season 7 because this stuff started creeping in. Now, there was other problems with season 7 besides agenda. It was mainly storytelling, to be honest with you. But Westworld, a show that I was telling everybody about after season 1, I thought it had it had a perfect season 1. Honestly, if it just ended at season 1, it'd be better. Season 2 comes out and it just gets agendized to death. And it's all about the overcorrection of Time's Up. In every instance, a woman has to be in charge. All the men are evil or unlikable or weak. And certainly you can have some, of course, but we ended up with a cowboy story. Yes, it's a sci-fi story, but we ended up with a cowboy story with no cowboys. It was dumb. Oh, and listen, I thought, like, I was there. I watched every episode, and like everybody else, I was like, okay, I'm waiting for some twist at the end. And then the end came and I'm like, holy shit, that sucked. And it took me a minute to come around on it. It's because of agenda. And that has been invading everything now, and it's ruining storytelling. And I'm here to say, I'm going to state the obvious that everybody here in this chat knows you can have more female leads, more women directors, but you got to tell a good story first. And if you're not doing that, then it really exposes your female directors for not being talented enough. And I don't know if that helps them or not, because there are talented women directors out there. I think Rachel Talalay would have been much better directing Captain Marvel than Bowden. I don't even know why you picked her. You had Rachel Talalay, who's done a comic book film before, one I enjoy. Not everybody enjoys it, but I like Tank Girl. I love the comic book in the 80s. I thought it was a fun movie. And she's directed Doctor Who. Some of the, better Capaldi episodes, which there are not many of. I think she would have done a good job if you have to go that route, but you shouldn't. You should try to get the best person at the job. The thing is, it's not just a female director. It's the female director that's in that circle of people, because they're not just picking everybody or being inclusive. Hollywood is the least inclusive place in the world. It is all about who you know and gatekeeping all day long. It's just lip service. That sucks that Kevin Feige started watching The Expanse. Much awesomeness. 2 pounds from Maisie Monte. Yes, it is a great, great show. And it's coming out this year, and I can't wait. I can't wait for season 4. We will be covering every single episode if it airs weekly. I don't know if they're going to dump it all at once or air it weekly. Daxamite says The Expanse is awesome. It is, for $1.99. Thank you so much. So, Penelope Spears. Yes. Listen, there's so many good women directors. There's just more men right now, and they need to develop the talent, and that'll take time. And nobody has a problem with that whatsoever. We do have a problem with being told we need, if we don't like, we're being told that I can't criticize a female director or a female star because they're female. That's sexist. I'm being fair. No, I don't hate you, Artemis Over Easy. I know a lot of people didn't. I did, but I'm a book fan. So I'm kind of a book snob when it comes to that. But listen, it doesn't make me hate the show. I'll be back for season 8. Big Finish did an almost entirely female and International Women's Day box set, and it did well. Good. Big Finish has quite the audience, Colin P. Smith, and they have enough stories where they could put together a box set, and that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of strong females in Doctor Who, like I've argued forever. The problem is you kind of take away from them when you have a female doctor. It ruins the canon. I'll state again, it's a much different situation than Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel used to be Miss Marvel, who has always been a woman, and I've always preferred Miss Marvel as a character over Captain Marvel, the character. When I was reading comics, he was dead. I was 12 and he died. So I remember reading a little bit when I was a kid, but I didn't really start understanding and grasping the comic books till I was like 10, 11, 12. Captain Marvel was out of the picture. I only knew Miss Marvel and Duggar. And the first time I read a Miss Marvel story was Miss Marvel 18, the first appearance of Raven Darkholme. Your boy Zach did a great review of my single favorite comic book of all time, which is Avengers Annual number 10. It is the best written, best drawn comic book, in my opinion, single issue of anything ever. Michael Golden was absolutely in his prime. It's some of the most beautiful art you've ever seen. and the Avengers get their ass handed to them, and it ends pretty dark. So I love Big Finish though. 50% of the Captain Marvel's audience has turned to ash. Nordry, that's funny. Dan Heiss, Captain Caveman, better than Captain Marvel. Yes. Yes. What were we called by, we were called dinosaurs. Yeah, whatever. I have somebody in Hollywood judging my lifestyle because they have such a grounded perspective on life up there. Let's be real just for a second. These are people who get paid millions of dollars to pretend. No different than a school play. They're just adults doing it. Why do you think so many of them freak out when they get older? Because they're like, I've been so many other people my entire life. I don't know who I am anymore. Like look at Al Pacino. I mean, people I respect, but I mean, they're not the most level-headed people in the world. That's fine. I'm not saying I am, but yeah, I mean, they have every right to their opinion, but yeah, Phil Coulson smacked down the fans, but he was spoon-fed that from that dude on the Nerdist who was trying to use that, and that's what the access media does. They spoon-feed the stars the argument, then they weaponize them against the fans to bolster their status, and they think that changes any of our minds. I think it really exemplifies kind of what we've been saying. You use your access. It's all about your access. And then that guy from the Nerdist, who I don't know the name of, tried to use the argument, why don't you just let us enjoy it and not say anything? I'm letting you enjoy it. You can go enjoy the damn movie. I'm not like running to your site or going anywhere. Actually, you have to come here. Or if you're talking about the comment section of Rotten Tomatoes, that is for diverse opinions. If you just want to start hearing one opinion on everything, yeah, that's going to be a crappy world, but looks like we might be moving towards that. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I just saw that up there, and that's today. I wonder if I could still make it if it's tonight. Logo, I can never pronounce this. Logopolis is in theaters tonight. Tom Baker's final episode. Damn, I think I bought a ticket. I'm pretty sure I bought a ticket. I forgot it was Thursday. I forgot it was Wednesday. Yeah, crap. Or is it 16th? Was it 16th or 13th? Now it doesn't. I'm on live stream. I have no idea what's going on. What was better, Captain Marvel or Tank Girl? Love your channel. Oh my God, Tank Girl, a million times better. A million times better. EB Chill 2 for $5. Yeah, not even close. What is Captain Marvel better than? That's the question. I know a lot of people have it like 15th or 16th in the MCU, man. It is rock bottom to me. The Price is Right review, $5. My dad is obsessed with Captain Caveman. LOL. It'd be hysterical if they made that into a movie or a TV series. They can make anything. Hey, they've made The Tick. The Tick is coming out soon on Amazon, by the way. That is a funny ass show. That is a good show. Someone needs to get a hold of NBC Universal. Tell them to stop harassing Expanse reviewers, YouTube reviewers, reviews, reactions, and watch parties at the best possible ads they could get. They should tap into that audience. Supergirl? Is Supergirl worse than Captain Marvel? Oh, that's a good one. I would say yes. Because at least Captain Marvel had, I mean, Nick Fury was written like a complete, I won't even say the word, but it rhymes with Buck. He still performed decent in it, not great, but decent. And yeah, Supergirl's terrible. And there's a lot more of it. Oh, okay. Captain Marvel's better because it's only 2 hours. It ends quicker. Check out Captain Marvel is a massive success. Empty theaters, deleted user ratings, bot reviews by Memology 101 on YouTube. I will. 99 Iron Duke. I love checking out. I've not heard of that, or Memology 101. Memology. I'm an idiot. That was even though I'm not a boomer, that was definitely a boomer. 99 Iron Duke. Yes, I will check it out. Thank you. I was up late last night listening to Ricada Law's Mumkey Jones interview. You're going to Berkeley and Next World VR. I'm going to the one in the Empire. Yeah, it's tonight, huh? I better tell Mrs. Nerdrotic that. Whoops. I forgot to put it on the calendar. It's been crazy this last week. The Captain Marvel, like taking over it's like taking over my life. And I don't want to get too personal. It's, so I had that injury, about 3 weeks back, and I've been dealing with that. So it's been it's made life difficult, but I'm not a complainer. So life is I still have a great life. It's just sometimes it's annoying, but it's all right. It's part of getting old. Frederick Godzilla Mencken, Canadian $5. A lot of comic shops closed in Ontario, Canada. Also, the ones around me keep telling me SJW comics are good. Delusional? Yes, they're delusional. The problem is the industry drove out the normies, and that is why they are crashing and burning. What I mean by normies is SJWs have become, and that's not a term I throw around a lot, but it's really applicable. They are a certain sect of people who are fundamentalists about their very two-dimensional beliefs, and they have driven out the center, which is the normie, which is pretty much where I live, by the way. They drove out the people on the right. They discriminate against the people on the right for their political beliefs, which is something, as somebody in the center, who really believes in free speech, as I find, really against any principle that the left used to be about. And most on the left are still about, by the way. So sorry to say that. I don't mean to lump SJW in with the left at all. Believe me, they're not the same. So you drove out the normies with bad art, bad storytelling, and politics. But it's become, I know your boy Zach hates the term, but it truly has become a comic community, and it's not an industry anymore. It stopped being an industry a while ago. It's going to be around. There'll still be comic shops, but God, you don't know how much I hate to admit this, but Brian Hibbs was right. He and I had a discussion years ago about the pamphlet. And I'm like, well, I think the pamphlet will stick around and keep comic shops around because it's the habitual aspect of it that you need. I am a fan of the pamphlet. I prefer the pamphlet. I'll buy trades, obviously, but I prefer like getting those little cases and getting my comic books. I just like it. But he was right. He said the comic book pamphlet will die, and whatever comic shops are going to be around still, they're basically going to be bookstores, and that's how it's going to be from here on out. EVS is right. You're going to get probably thicker, better books, and they'll come out once or twice a year, or once a year, like a fantasy series, and that's what comics will turn into. Any shorter stuff will go to web comics. But as far as printed material, it will be graphic novels, reprinted old comic books. You can still survive as a comic shop completely. As a matter of fact, if I ever go brick and mortar, I won't be selling new stuff except for books. I will not be selling pamphlets, which kills me to say, but I will sell old comics, and I will sell comics and toys. And I'll make sure I own the building. It's very important. But that's where it's going. So is it going to be dead? No, it's going to be changed fundamentally, and the pamphlet will be gone, which means most comic stores will be gone. And that's it. And I don't think there's any turning. I think it is actually past the threshold point. I think it's past the point of no return. As usual, most people don't see that till it's too late. Brian Hibbs came out with this 10-point plan, which isn't a bad plan. And this is an intelligent guy, but he has bias too. You know, he's a human being. He's a good person, and he has the industry's best interest at heart. But, you know, we all protect number one first. Let's keep that in mind. Brian Hibbs's plan is too late. It's too late. They spoke up. The retailers spoke up too late. Even the ones who are closing. The recent article in Bleeding Cool, they left out a big reason, which is SJW Marvel, but they don't want to admit that, man. That is admitting defeat. And the reason they don't want to admit that is within that comic book community, it has become, you become a pariah if you are even loosely connected with Comicsgate. And that's why, honestly, I mean, I'll freely admit it. I didn't, you know, there was much more talented people than me involved in it anyway. But the reason I never fully dived in was because I had to keep in mind that I was going to be opening up a store. And, you know, there's people you can't piss off. Now, it got to a point where I don't care anymore. I don't care. And I had conversations with Diamond and you know, and all that. I just don't care. I don't need a Diamond account. And I don't care what artists, you know, are mad at me. I don't care if other shop owners are mad at me or publishers. I don't care anymore. I don't want to help them anymore. I don't want to make Marvel money. I am not interested in making Sana Amanad money or Tom Brevoort money or Joe Quesada money. Screw that. They have lost that privilege of me helping them make money. Screw them. They have really Quesada, you know, he was going good. That's a great example of something going to somebody's head. He had a good run till one more day. And he's always been like really harsh to the fans. Never liked his act very much. There were good people at Marvel, but they didn't speak up. You know, nobody in the industry wanted this to happen. Most shop owners are very independent, and it's hard to generalize comic shop owners. There's some go-getters and there's some who are just like, I just want to run my shop and be left alone. Actually, that's the most. And those are the ones that are going to suffer, because there is a time where you do have to step up and fight. Fight for what you believe in, or fight for, you know, your industry. You can't just go, oh, I just came here to sell comics. I'll mind my own business, as everything burns around. You know, the retailers failed themselves in that. It sucks. They might not like to hear that, but anytime a comic shop goes out of business, the first person responsible is the retailer. You know, and I told the story of my shop closing down. It was 100%, had nothing to do with SJW Marvel or anything, had everything to do with me. And well, I mean, there's also the way it's set up, you know, it's set up to fail. All right, back to super chats. I'll get off my soapbox for a minute. I would have never have watched The Expanse if it wasn't for this channel. Thank you. Enjoy it immensely. 3J3, thank you for the $5. That fills my heart full of joy when I hear that. The Expanse is a brilliant show. I want more people to watch it. That's my favorite thing to do, is to turn you guys on to something good and you like it. And now not everybody's going to like it. I understand that, but I don't know. I think it's a great show. But Frederick, delusional. To answer your question, delusional. And it's all based on belief. There's a point where even if it's the politics you believe in, you got to come to the point, to the realization that this isn't working. And if really one's ego is more important than putting food on your table, paying bills, or an industry. See, I love comics. I love every single thing about them. They have been a lifelong passion, and I will love them forever. And it breaks my heart to see what's going on. It sucks, but I'm really glad I sold my shop when I did in 2013. No regrets whatsoever. Patrick Brothers, $4.99. Captain Marvel or Megaforce from 1982? Megaforce. It's terrible. But I have fond memories of Megaforce because that ad was on the back of every single comic in 1982. Barry Bostwick was also in Rocky Horror Picture Show. Loquacious Primate, $5. Out of curiosity, why do you think Anti-Trekker found Captain Marvel so much better and lighter on agenda? He tends to be very eager to find flaws in agenda. Well, you'd have to ask him that. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's probably a taste thing. I find it interesting that you would find, this is just my perspective. I think for me, I will use I statements. If I came out of Captain Marvel and didn't have a problem with it, but I had a problem with Star Trek and The Last Jedi, I would feel that would come off as an inconsistent argument, because Captain Marvel had as much agenda in it than any episode of Star Trek Discovery. And Star Trek Discovery does not miss an opportunity. Last week's was less on it, and I apologize, I haven't done my breakdowns. But so next video is Doctor Who. After that is the vandalization of Mr. Spock. Then there's a lawsuit update, another update. I'll give you a preview right now. CBS has been dragging their feet, and the more they drag their feet, they're trying to wait out a NOS, but it makes me feel like they are hiding something. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, you'd have to ask Anti-Trekker. Everybody's entitled to opinion. I like Anti-Trekker. He's a friend. Yeah, I don't know why he would like Captain Marvel, because it's not a good movie. I mean, like, listen, Black Panther, I walked out of that. I didn't like, the marketing wasn't as, I don't remember it being as bad for Captain Marvel, but I think it might have been. And I remember Chadwick Boseman making some statements I didn't like, but I walked out of the movie liking the film. And I would have walked out of Captain Marvel liking the film if I thought it was good, which it is not, in my opinion. Loquacious Primate, thank you for the $5. The Price is Right review, $5. Dragon Ball Evolution live action DBZ versus Captain Marvel. Who's the worst? I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's pretty bad. I've heard that's like horrifically bad. Dragon Ball Evolution makes the Power Rangers look good. And I don't mean to diss Power Rangers, because there's a generation who just love them. I was just too old to enjoy them. I was an adult when that stuff was out, so didn't really connect with me. I will say Captain Marvel is better, even though I don't know. Because of Marvel, I never want to see a milkshake. Yeah, it really killed my love of milkshakes as well, Daxamite, because I think of that picture of all those white girls with the milkshake, smiling maybe I'll Photoshop this, or maybe somebody already has, with the Marvel Comics building on fire behind them. Yeah. How does that how does that play out now? You always got to think of the big picture. Play the tape all the way through, as we say in recovery. That's why it's not good to that's why, bragging and I told you so's and stuff, which I'm certainly guilty of both, aren't good, because like what might be a victory now, 2 years from now, could be an L. Things change. MKF30, $10. Great channel. Was wondering, do you think Mortal Kombat creates killers like the left-wing media says? Do you think Mortal Kombat is too violent? Have you seen the new game? And do you prefer DC to Marvel? Video games do not create killers. There are many things that create killers. Circumstance. Well, I hear one of my dogs up to no good up there. I might have to get up in a second. Hang on. Okay. What makes a killer? I have a unique perspective on this that I'll tell you guys someday. What makes a killer? Drugs and alcohol, domestic passions, bad upbringing, physiology, brain chemistry. But you know what doesn't make a killer? Video games, movies, music, YouTubers. Nope. None of those things make a killer, but all the things before that do, along with other things. Do I prefer DC to Marvel right now? I do. I grew up as a Marvel guy, as a Marvel kid. but right now I am reading more DC. I am more into DC. I think the films have a bright future. Oh, by the way, everybody, check your Fandango right now. There are March 23rd screenings of Shazam. I just bought tickets. I think it's an early screening. My friend Tim made me aware of it. You guys might have known that, but check your Fandango for Saturday and go see Shazam early. I'm going to see it early because that means I can see it before I go to Italy and I can review it. So we will do a live stream March 23rd. The first half hour will be spoiler free, so you guys can all enjoy it, and I'll give you a spoiler free thoughts. Then after that, it will be spoiler. If you're out there, Comics Division, buy a ticket. Somebody tell Comics Division to buy a ticket so he can review it with me. How'd you guys like Comics Division, by the way? He was great. He was great on the podcast. I loved having him on. Yeah, he brings it. Oh, and thanks again, Dave Cullen, for the shout out, man. Forever grateful for that. I need to get him on the channel if he wants to slum it down here one of these days. I want to talk to him about Article 13. Thank you, MKF30 and Daxamite. Robert Poole for Australian $5. I love Captain Marvel. I got a 6-pack and from cringing for 2 hours straight. I got a 6-pack from cringing for 2 hours straight. Thank you, Dizzy. Thank you, Robert. Good day, my friend. Wonder Girl 60s, $9.99. So generous. Can you hook a girl up with some of those comic book cases protectors? Where and how much? Hang on a second. I'm gonna okay, talk amongst yourselves. I need to open that door and see what the hell my dog's. I'll even keep the sound on. What are you doing? Little bastard got on the counter. Got a little bit of sandwich there. Okay, sorry about that. Let me get that case for you. Oh man, this is gonna knock some stuff over, but it's worth it. Oh, there goes a Dalek. Let's grab this. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. These cases, they're a little expensive, but they're cool as hell, right? So this is my Umbrella Academy one. And they're Velcro, and they hold, about 12 comics. And you can, I put the free comic book day, but you can print something out, put some binding there, put them on your bookshelf. I think listen, go to your local comic store and buy them. But honestly, go online. They're a little cheaper. These are I dig these because I don't like trades. But the way I collect now, I still kind of collect comics, but I collect stories. I don't collect for speculation or big old Silver Age issue. I got all the Silver Age issues I want, and my son's gonna get them. They're going to Nerdrotic Junior. That was the one. God damn, can we get real for a second? The one reason I wanted to own a shop again, and this is why I still probably will do it, is I wanted to give it to my son. So my youngest son is on the spectrum. So I've talked about this since he's aware of it. What's a normal kid? By all means, a normal kid. Oh, great kid. Honestly, I don't know how he came from me and Mrs. Nerdrotic because we're kind of snarky. You might have noticed that. He's genuinely the nicest kid in the world. Super into comics, absolutely obsessed with comics. He grew up in a comic store, surrounded by him all the time, which is funny. His older brother hates him because he was a little older, and I actually put his ass to work in the comic store. So he just relates comic books to work, so he doesn't like them. The youngest one, though, is becoming a huge DC kid now. He's reading Silver Age Doom Patrol and just I'm loving it. So that's why I want to open a shop and give it to him someday. But but we got to wait and see. We got to see what kind of shop it is. Sorry. We'll get back to you guys, but yeah, okay. Philip, God, is it? No, Nicholas Glenn. Are you out there? Nicholas Glenn. I can't find your message, man. I know you sent me a message about wanting some comics. Was it on Facebook? Was it on Twitter? If you're out there, if you see this video, Gary@nerdrotic.com. Shoot it there, please. Wonder Girl 60, Gary@nerdrotic.com. Shoot me a message and I can hook you up with some. Yes, Mary Ashmead, March 26th, everyone. A new Expanse book will be out. I will be doing chapter reviews. Yes. It'll probably be a situation where I'll do it live on the channel and then it'll go on Patreon or something like that. But yes, and I will be able to read that book in Italy. And I'll do my first chapter reviews from Italy. I think a live stream from Sicily would be awesome. It's a good thing. Mrs. Nerdrotic wanted me to point this out. It's a good thing that my 6'5" oldest son will be house sitting while we're gone. Thank you, Mary. Emperor Pigeon, 5 pounds. All of the many superhero TV series over the past 5 years. Shout out to Young Justice. Planned seasons, character development, and entertaining, and not filled with a bunch of bloody agenda. Emperor Pigeon, Young Justice is brilliant. But Doom Patrol is good. Doom Patrol's good. Live review this Friday. What's your take on the Doomsday Clock series? Where it's at with all the DC heroes versus Dr. Manhattan. He just levels the Justice League. I kind of like it. I'm a Watchmen purist. I had a very hard time selling in my store. I wasn't going to sell before Watchmen in my store, and it was only that the customers demanded that I do it, that I did it, but I did it under duress. I was like, how dare they do this? Now that it's been ruined, I was kind of into this series. I love Gary Frank's art so much. It could be the worst writing in the world, and it's not. And Jeff Johns is doing a decent job with it. I wonder where the hell they're going, but I am enjoying it. Yes, it's not great. It's not a disappointment like Miracle Man. I was all over Miracle Man when it first came out in Tom King. I was like, this is great, and then it just bored me to tears. And then Tom King, who's a writer, by the way, that needs to be marked down with all the comic book shops, going down. I would look at the Batman controversy where they had the fake wedding and tricked all the comic stores, and Tom King was complicit with that. And then when one, I won't mention this person's name, but when one person shared this person's voice and spoke up against it, DC weaponized Tom King and some social media to silence this voice, because this voice wasn't technically a comic shop owner. And other comic shops should have come to this person's defense and didn't. And it was very disappointing. And that's why I'm very disappointed in Tom King, because Tom King kind of used this person and then kind of tricked him and then stabbed him in the back. And I wish I could tell you, and this person wants to remain anonymous about it, but Tom King did something really scummy. No better way to describe it than scummy. And if you knew who it would be double scummy. So very disappointed in Tom King. I mean, everybody, hey, everybody makes mistakes, but man, I wish I could tell you the whole story on that one. Favorite book series. Haven't finished it yet, but I'm liking Galaxy's Edge so far. Thank you for the $4.99, David Kenny. My favorite book series is The Lord of the Rings. Second favorite, Song of Ice and Fire. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. Hopefully it finishes. And third favorite is The Expanse. I know it's very basic choices, but I mostly read comics. Favorite comic book long ongoing series used to be Spider-Man, but it is Daredevil. A Motolicious for $2. Captain Marvel is the MCU version of Steel. It really is. Although, God, I could go back and watch Steel because Steel's in a bad, it's bad in a way you can joke about. Captain Marvel's not even like funny bad. It's just bad. Daxamite, Toxic Avenger, Captain Marvel, Toxic Avenger all day long. I love the Toxic Avenger. Lloyd Kaufman's up. And now there's a guy I'm really surprised hasn't been Me Too'd out of existence, but maybe he was a good boy. I'm just talking about outer appearances. He's always surrounded by very young women, and but maybe he's just maybe it's just for show. Modalicious, $5. Video games are an outlet for kids and would otherwise act out. Violent video games are pressure valves. Yep. I use Henry Rollins as an example. Henry Rollins would go on stage and sound like a maniac for Black Flag or Rollins band. But when you talk to Henry Rollins, he's, agree with his politics or not, is a very intelligent man and a pretty mellow one. Except when he gets on stage, because he has that pressure valve, that outlet. Video games do not create killers. They do not, you know what? Not paying attention to your kids. It's the parents' fault. And then sometimes people are just born bad and they have bad brain chemistry or whatever. Brian Smart, $10. What's up, Brian? My 35th subscriber. At Nerdrotic, I did some snooping and found out Orville already has been renewed with an option of season 4 and 5, but are waiting until season finale, along with action figure rollout and Dark Horse comic. Okay, you heard it here first, folks. And this is why for one, Brian Smart knows what he's talking about. He's been with this channel for years. He's an old friend, patron. Love you, man. Really do. Brian Smart was the person who made me aware that there was a chat on live streams, because for a long time I wasn't aware. Boomer. Here's why I believe this. This is why I think this is true. So be very excited. They have announced an Orville comic book. Why would you announce a comic book for a canceled series? It makes no sense. Fox has say in this. It is their property. Why would they put a comic book out and then put a press release out and talk about releasing it? I think it's they're going to announce it at Comic-Con, or it's coming out during Comic-Con. They are licensing toys. Now they just licensed HeroClix. Why would they license HeroClix with the show they are going to cancel? I believe Brian Smart broke this story. So I want y'all to remember our boy Brian Smart. At the end of the season, when we hear Orville season 3, you heard it from him first. Thank you for the $10. The Geiger, Canadian $20 and no question. Oh, that kills me. Put a question in there. Come on, man. That's 20 Canadian dollars. That's a lot of scratch, eh? Paul Beavis, $5. I agree with the meme. Literally nothing reduces violence and crime like porn and video games. People are just too busy. You agree? I agree with you 100%. That's why I am. I think prostitution should be legal, and I think drugs should be legal. Although I am very much against drugs. I am a grateful recovering addict, and I've seen them destroy just too many lives and end too many lives. But it's not going to change the fact that people are going to want them. So why not try to make that safer? I hate that. I don't like it. But what else are we going to do? You know, what else are you going to do? Because, yeah. Dark Star 57, $3.99. Anywhere in particular you want to see in Italy? Well, where I want to go, I can't. That's the unfortunate part, because I am bound to stake around the castle because I have to help my wife with the wedding stuff. It's any place I can get away for a day. Malta, I am close enough to Malta to where I'll probably get there. That would be my number 2 place to go. I want to go to Rome. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go to Rome to see the Colosseum, which kills me. But Malta, second oldest set of ruins on the planet, completely. The age on those is so wrong. And yeah, I can't wait to see that. But I'll be tripping around Sicily a little bit, a town called Geta. get to here. I'll show you guys real quick. Sicily map. Maps. There we go. Let's get the satellite view because that's, oh crap, I just backed out of the entire planet. That was a bad move. Damn it. Okay, screen share time. I know this, I'm showing you where I'm going on vacation. How boring is that? We'll get back to the pop culture stuff in a second. All right, so there we go. And there, Gela. Sorry. Woo. Oh, that was fast. Sorry if you're all dizzy. This is where I'm going to be. And that's where I want to go is Malta. But yeah, I'm going to be tripping around here for a week and it's going to be fun. Although the plane flight will be terrifying because I hate flying. And you know what? I'm not a wuss, except when it comes to flying. I'm kind of a wuss when it comes to flying. The funny thing is, I shouldn't tell that. We hit some turbulence, flying to my wedding in Vegas. We were going over the Sierras. It's a mountain range here in California, and the heat, we've got the desert out there. So the heat comes right up and it's normal. Like flying into Vegas is terrifying for everybody. It's a very, very bumpy ride getting in there because the heat creates like a wind shear thing. So anytime you get over the mountains, and it was particularly hot this time of year, and the plane just dropped thousands of feet, just boom. The masks didn't come out, but apparently they were close. And like I saw a stewardess, or I'm sorry, a waitress, like fly off the air a little bit, like she almost and then slam onto the ground, and people were freaking out. And I look over, and Mrs. Nerdrotic was like waking up, going, "What?" And she sees I'm white knuckling it right now. And this lady is screaming behind us. And Mrs. Nerdrotic gets up and goes, "You know what? Your goddamn screaming isn't helping anybody. Shut up." Because she knew it was freaking me out. That was fun. We landed. I'm like, I am never getting in a motherfucking plane again. And I did. So yeah. I ain't getting on no plane, fool. No, I hate flying. Hate it, but you know, it's worth going to Italy. It is. It is. Okay, hey, before let's get to the Spider-Man TV show, shall we? Oh my God. What do I have to choose from? It's like, pick your poison. Hey, Bleeding Fool, would you guys cover this so I don't have to go to Gizmodo? Here, I'll go to Digital Spy. No. Superhero Hype. Slash Film. We'll go to Slash Film. So, okay, here we go. Man, Spider-Verse succeeding. Okay, I am on the record. I enjoyed Spider-Verse as a one-off, but I definitely do not enjoy the repercussions. So I might regret my enjoyment of this film because it looks like this is the route we're going to go. And now to me, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Miles Morales should be called something else. I would have loved to seen them explore maybe him being a sidekick to Peter Parker, but we can't have that now. Okay. This is why storytelling is getting ruined, because we can't have men be mentors to women anymore. For some reason, that's just off the table. And we can't have, I mean, like anytime you restrict any type of storytelling, you just killed your story. So, and I talk about it in my video, the reason they destroyed the MCU continuity is because they couldn't have Carol Danvers get any part of her power from a man, which is effing ridiculous, but it's true. I wish it wasn't. Okay. So let's go to this. Yeah, I'm going to say this with anything that's coming out now. I really hope it's good and it's not filled with a bunch of preachy politics, but it's maybe because it's Sony. Oh my God, is it better that something is run by Sony than Marvel now? I feel like I'm in the, yeah, and maybe the mirror universe. Sony is all in on their Spider-Man films after the success of Into the Spider-Verse. Was it a success? And I mean, Venom was a success, but if they think they're going to get legs on that at all, I think Venom was a curiosity that turned out not being as bad. I liked it. I like Tom Hardy, but man, Sony realized they don't necessarily need to rely on solely on their deal with Marvel Studios to draw an audience. As a result, the studio has already planned the next 7 years out for Spidey-related projects. I must remind you, Sony owns a portion of the actual character of Spider-Man, not just the rights to put him on television and in film. They own a piece of Spider-Man. They also have an official name for it all. To boot, Sony Universe of Marvel Comics. The SUMC. The SUMC. It's the SUMC. Variety has a profile on Sony where they talk to Sony Pictures Entertainment, Tony, and Sony Pictures Television Chairman, Mike Hopkins, about the shape of things to come. With the story confirms that Sony has the next 7 or 8 years laid out, just like they did before, as we're going to do with the Sony Universe of Marvel Comics, or the SUMC. The SUMC, and that will not only be on the film side, it'll be on the TV side. Our television group will have its own set of characters from within that universe that we will seek to develop. The studio has 900 Spider-Man adjacent characters to work with, which offers an entire universe of opportunity. Not really. Not really. Hopkins states that the team working on all this is pretty far down the road in terms of what the hell. Pretty far down the developing related content. Okay, pretty far down the road working with each characters. We think we could. It could be their own start of series. Okay, what the hell? Through which characters we think could be their own star of a series. So we're gonna have like Ned, the Ned Leeds adventures. Oh, that'll be great. Yeah. Jesus Christ. We're developing a lot of Marvel related content, and we'll be out in the market very soon with something really, really big and transformational for us, because we've not done any shows with Marvel before. With Marvel IP, so that's a big piece in development that we're onto. I think we aspire to have several shows in a universe that we create and can pollinate between each other. Oh my God. Kevin Feige and Disney must be just shitting their pants right now. The partner Hopkins mentions could be Disney. Yeah, Disney has no choice but to play ball with this. Since Sony is already working with them and Marvel Studios, what better leverage? What better? Hey, Kevin. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Sony. You better play ball with us, because if you don't, I'm going to put Amy Pascal on the Spider-Man TV series. And Kevin's all, oh, okay, fine. Shit. So, God, I was forced to do this Captain Marvel crap. Now I got to work with Sony. Oh, maybe I should take that Warner Brothers job. Warner Brothers has offered him a job. But Hopkins also indicates the door is open for others as well, and the official announcement should arrive in the coming months. San Diego Comic-Con. Into the Spider-Verse went a long way towards revealing how expansive the Spider-Man world could be. They talk about relating it to Gotham and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is... I know it sounds like awesome news to everybody. It really isn't, but we'll see. We'll see. I will say, Sony brought us the second best Spider-Man cartoon of all time, Spectacular Spider-Man. Now, if they get the guy who wrote that, silhouette animator, what's his name? I don't know his name, but it's Nerdrotic Jr. knows his name. That was the best origin of Venom, best portrayal of Venom. I own it. I own the complete series on DVD. Got it at Walmart for like $7. It was great. Prepper James dropped as fast as Captain Marvel sales. Melee that like button, by the way. Yeah, we say here, lick the like button. I like Spider-Man 2099. If they Maverick, if they made it like that damn video game, that would be cool. Spider bitch needs a show. That's right. That's right. The term breakup basically means exploited, disintegrated. Yes. Gross. It's a trap. J. Jonah Jameson. Yes, they should do a J. Jonah Jameson show like Lou Grant. That would be great. Yes. Betty Brant as, yeah. Oh, yeah. They have 900 characters. Spider-Man has a decent rogues gallery of villains, some decent side characters that they're going to save for the movie. I don't know what the hell they would use for the television show. Mrs. Nerdrotic sounds like a badass, Love that story. Yeah, she is thank you, B. Costellato. She is a badass. That's a strong female right there. She is a hashtag, strong female and a SFIC. That's right. Hashtag SFIC, strong female in charge, which I'm going to roll out for the next Star Trek video. I ain't getting on no plane, says Emperor Pigeon for £2. Silhouetted animator, $2. Keep a lookout for the Trident in Sicily. Oh, I will. Paul Bevins, $10. Doom Patrol, first episode, still the best, but all eps so far good. Robot Man is my favorite character, but everyone but Cyborg is great. Cyborg is okayish. Yes. He really doesn't fit in with the show. He would fit in with Titans. Yeah, he doesn't fit in with the show. And it really derails the Grant Morrison of this. And like, yeah, Brendan Fraser is great as Robot Man. You know what's bumming me out, Paul? Negative Man. Now, in the Titans premiere, he was cooking food and happy and kind of, listen, I know it's better for storytelling, but we got this emo. I mean, and it's what he's kind of, I like that version better. But for the most part, it's pretty damn good. Makes me sick how Access Media buries Wonder Woman over and over again. I know, right? Captain Marvel is a milestone for women and superheroes. I get so angry. She is a milestone for sucking. That's it. A movie that made the most money in a weekend that actually really sucked. That's your milestone. And it's going to probably end up just like Doctor Who did. A great beginning and peter out at the end. Why? Because you just made agenda the most important thing. And the MCU falling prey to this means everybody's susceptible now. Everything is susceptible. And it's not until we stop buying this shit, and we've got to get through to the normies. That's why we make videos and write articles abounding in the comics and Bleeding Fool. And you guys are out there. I mean, this is just an outlet for you. Okay. It is not me. So when they try to silence a YouTuber or Bounding into Comics or cut or shut down your review, listen, my review hasn't posted yet on Rotten Tomatoes. I've tried to put it on 3 times and it hasn't posted. So they're silencing you by doing this. Don't let them. Don't let them. I know some people are like, man, I'm sick of Captain Marvel. And if you are, that's fine. Come back when we're not talking about Captain Marvel. But they win. And if you don't care, that's cool. And if you don't see it as a battle, that's cool, but kind of is. But that's the thing. They count on the normies who are too busy. Please read comment by Demonic Bioman. RT has admitted to altering their website to help Captain Marvel on purpose. So they finally admitted it. Where is it up there? Okay, I'll find it. Demonic. What's up, Demonic Bioman? That's a patron, by the way. That's a patron. How far up is it? I don't know. Well, you guys have no idea. Well, I don't even want to know why I'm asking you. Is there a link to that? Let me see if I can find it. Give me a sec. Tomatoes. Because before their SC Reviews did a video on it 7 hours ago. Here, I'll just look at his video and see what article he's citing here. Oh, it's New York Times. Okay. Well, that's why I didn't see it. I don't read that. When Captain Marvel became a target, the rules changed. Here we go. Here we go. Hang on. God, I can't believe I'm sharing the New York Times. I apologize. One audience reviewer deemed the movie a complete disaster. Another was tired of all the SJW nonsense. I know, such horrible. By the way, you see them repeating the same. Remember when I did my first video, guys and gals? There was 19 comments. 19. And this is the worst. They had to, unless they deleted some that I didn't see, saying I'm tired of all this SJW nonsense is an opinion, and an applicable opinion, because you can follow it up with, I am not interested in seeing this movie because I'm tired of all the SJW nonsense. If they are starting to silence that as hate speech, we are in effing trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. A complete disaster. What's wrong with that? Captain Marvel has not been released yet. It's opening day. God, the New York Times is running with this bullshit narrative. Damn, this is astonishing. This is effing astonishing. Despite trolls' concerted efforts, Captain Marvel slang during its opening weekend, but not before Rotten Tomatoes, an influential site, where a bad audience score can damage a film's prospects, made major changes to its rules. Most critically, it eliminated pre-release audience reviews. It also stopped displaying the percentage of moviegoers who say they didn't want to see and not interested. We're doing it we're doing it to more accurately and authentically represent the voice of the fans, the site said, while protecting our data and public forums from bad actors. The backlash against Captain Marvel resulted from the collusion of two major forces. Who? One was the popularity of websites that at their best. What the hell? Hang on. Hold on. The backlash against Captain Marvel resulted from a collusion of two major forces. One was the popularity of websites that at their best democratize the reviewing of God, I can't read. Democratize the reviewing of movies, restaurants, and businesses, and at their worst can be weaponized for score settling and political grudges. Wow, I wish somebody would have come out for me when I owned my comic store and I got 3 bad reviews. That was obviously a brigade. Why didn't you change the rules for me? Because I'm not Disney. Yeah, fuckers. Now I'm starting to cuss. The other was the growing movement in Hollywood towards broader gender and racial representation in film roles, production jobs, and the industry in general. Bullshit. Captain Marvel is among the few film that stars a woman with a big trigger factor. Hunger Games, Twilight, Wonder Woman, Avengers, because Scarlett Johansson was a star. The Star Wars films, Alita Battle Angel, Miss Larson's outspokenness, about the lack of diversity in the movies and bad media coverage of films. No, 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 no. Again, I will point out is because she singled out white dudes and she said she didn't like white dudes and she had to mention it over and over again. We don't care about, I don't give a crap. Nobody in this chat gives a crap. No other channel gives a crap what junk somebody behind a camera has or what their skin color is. Still. I'm waiting to see the admission though. Let's get down there. Miss Larson, the room, whatever. This all provided fodder for trolls. I'm trying to, who colluded? Who colluded, New York Times? Okay, I'm skimming this. Give me a second. She vowed to seek out more underrepresented journalists. By the way, somebody reported here in our chat, and I haven't been able to find this out, that her representation is all white. Not that that matters. If they're the best for the job, great. Wrinkle in Time. This is the same old bullshit. Okay. For a while, the score had been below 60%, signified by a tipped over the bucket popcorn. The symbol for the film might be the one to skip. The tomato meter, which analyzes the rating for the film critics, has it at 79%. Representative of Miss Larson declined to comment, and publicists at Disney, which owns Marvel, did not reply to emails Tuesday. The film's opponents also swarmed YouTube video rants with titles like Brie Larson is ruining Marvel. Oh my God, that's terrible. Often appeared at the top of searches in her name, but the day before the film's release, a change in the search results pushed those videos beneath others from established sources like Jimmy Kimmel, Today, and Wired. But guess what? Didn't stop us. YouTube representatives said the reason was an algorithm change made last summer that reclassifies as trending search topics as news. Well, the way to get around that was actually to not use Brie Larson in your tags, by the way. The site, which is owned by Google, blah, blah, blah. Captain Marvel detractors also flocked to IMDb. The new Marvel movie, Ghostbusters. I'm trying to get through this. I'm waiting. Okay, the movie starring Mrs. Larson spurred Rotten Tomatoes into taking a bold step was no coincidence. When Miss Larson spoke out last summer against the dominance of the white critics, white male critics, she cited findings that, oh my God, yeah, the Annenberg Inclusion Initiative, which is a politically biased initiative. 2.5 months later, Rotten Tomatoes threw in with Mrs. Larson's cause and revamped its criteria for critics, focusing more on individual. So yeah, okay, so there's the omission. I don't think they admitted to changing the so what they said, for one, the removal of 54,000 reviews was a glitch, and they said they were always planning on changing the indicator. 2.5 months later, Rotten Tomatoes threw in with Mrs. Larson's cause and revamped its criteria for critics, focusing more on individual qualifications than the brand and reach of the publication, to include hundreds of viewers from unrepresented groups in its tomato meter score. What about the actual voices of people, though? You know, what about the 54,000 voices you silenced? I'm betting they weren't all white males. What about their voices? Do their voices matter? It also pledged a whole $100,000 to various film festivals. Representative for Rotten Tomatoes, Dana Benson, said the change to its audience score had been in the works for a while, but that the attacks on Captain Marvel prompted them to roll it out earlier than planned. There it is, right there. So, it took me a while to get there, but I got there. It's context. Well, the only thing I have to say to that is, wow. Who thought we had that kind of an impact? I'm not going to say it's me, but who thought that, you know, Geeks and Gamers, World-Class Bullshitters, EVS, myself, that Star Wars girl who's been getting like flames thrown at her, and SC Reviews and Midnight's Edge, not that they complain too much about Captain Marvel, but well, no, they had a live stream shut down So yeah, actually, so it's been full access mode. Midnight's Edge was doing a spoiler review right when Andre got to the political portion. The freaking live stream went down. Do you think that's a coincidence? True story. Go check out their channel. Rotten Tomatoes pulling down their score. YouTube changing the algorithm. But the thing is, they haven't shut us up yet. I wonder, like, when are they going to stop? Are they going to start removing channels? What's next? I don't know or care what the audience score is, because Rotten Tomatoes, not that it had any credibility, but it was a great indicator to see what the audience thought. I have been of the belief it's been protecting Doctor Who for quite some time, because the percentage hasn't changed, even though there's thousands of more votes and most of them are 1 stars. It just managed to stay at 20%. Let's get to the super chats, man. Do you agree Jan Rog was a cardboard cutout for evil white males when the supreme intelligence could be the real villain? Lazy storytelling. Nathan O'Brien, $5. Yes, Jan Rog was the patriarchy who was the true villain of the film. Thank you, by the way, Brother Malachi. Thank you. Mr. Trickle Trunk, Canadian $10. Look, Mr. Nerdrotic, sometimes you just got to play ball and your review will go up. Exactly. The funny thing is, listen, I'm not a complainer, but I broke that story and the video got squashed, completely squashed. And I may, other YouTubers can tell me differently if this is true, but it got 40,000 views and it got 35,000 views in its first 24 hours and like 15,000 since. And you could just see the thing go boop. My review videos did well, and listen, 45,000 views is great. Is great. Like I warned you in the comment under one of your previous vids, you should blow off that congresswoman that wanted to regulate reviews. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. I didn't blow her off, though. I did a video about her, Brother Malachi, and I brought her up. The thing is, Brianna Wu should not be taken seriously unless there's a danger of her actually getting in the office. And we got to find out what congressional district or whatever she is talking about. The thing is, we have to be careful, Brother Malachi, we got to be careful what she's saying, but too many of us start talking about her and we just voted her ass in the office. So we got to think about that. Part of the reason I think Captain Marvel did really well, I'll agree with John Campia this once, is the curiosity factor. There was a bunch of people complaining about it, and we might have played initially into Marvel's hands. If Marvel was just thinking about, and Disney, thinking about getting as much money as possible on the first weekend and F the damage to your brand, because you damaged your brand. Undeniable, you damaged your brand. How long? I don't know. But yeah, you're right. But Brianna Wu should not be taken seriously, but we should definitely keep it in mind. But I don't want to let her into this argument, because that's all she's trying to do. She's trying to use this kerfuffle to get her ass in office. And if we start making a bunch of videos about her, she's going to get voted in. Well, depending on her district, if she's from like a super blue district or not, but I don't want to help that in any way, shape, or form. So I find that ghosting certain people and certain subjects works the best. But you're right. You gotta pick that correctly. B Costoletta, Canadian $5. Best weapon versus agenda crap is don't buy tickets, books, or watch shows. Not talking about the bad SJW and not talking about how bad SJW narratives are. Money talks, bullshit walks, cost a lotta. Cost a lotta. Okay, cost a lotta. Pointing it out when necessary is important. And like I just said before, that we got to choose our battles on this one. There's certain people and there's certain subjects I think it is best to completely ghost, because it is just, if it's an argument that you think, that I think is just total bullshit, I will try to bring it down. If it is somebody making up an argument or taking, I don't know, a contrary position on purpose just to insert themselves into an argument so they can get a few more clicks, get some more subscribers, it's not genuine, or better yet, great example, YouTubers attacking other YouTubers. I've said it before, I'll say it again, is just in my brief experience, it usually happens when the attacker is passed up by the attackee in subs or is getting close. It's got nothing to do with the actual argument whatsoever and everything to do with that sub count and personal bias and jealousy. So that's why it's best not to bring, because when the YouTuber attacks the other YouTuber, it's the YouTuber attacking who wants to get brought in on the YouTuber being attacked success. So it's best. I mean, you don't want to, unless you like that stuff, which totally go for it. My philosophy is I'm not going to help them. Thank you for the Canadian $5 super chat. Well said, B. Costolata, though. Bottom line, stop buying it. Mr. Trickle Trunk, Canadian $10. So is there going to be a new something gate about this BS? We're well in it. We just haven't called it a gate, and I hope we don't. I sincerely hope this doesn't turn into a hashtag. Don't turn it into a hashtag. That's not a good idea. It's better this way. Is it even worth it? The Access Media lies are so bare. We really need to talk about ethics in movie journalism. Yeah. Well, they got away with it for so long, Mr. Trickle. That's the thing, is I have actually noticed this, and I'm sure you have as well, and many of you in the chat. But I remember being at the comic shop, reading the reviews on certain comics from Bleeding Cool and stuff, just going, you are crazy. And and it was Access journalism. I just didn't have a name for it back then. Demonic Bioman for $2. What's up, man? Brianna Wu announces her 2020 bid for my yikes. My 8 yikes. I don't even, okay. MA8 yikes. I don't know what that is. I'm missing something. I am sorry. Explain it to the old man. Thank you, Demonic Bioman. Okay. Sorry, I read you that big old long article. Let's get back to the chat one more time before I duck out. Göbekli Tepe is the oldest ruins in the world. It is. Spicy Nachos Haggis. Malta is the second oldest, but I believe Malta is dated wrong, as with many others. So you want to know my honest opinion? Puma Punku are the oldest ruins on the earth, and they are tens of thousands of years old, minimum. And Easter Island as well, 25,000 years. The Sphinx, 25,000 years. The pyramids, 12 to 25,000 years old. They're not 5,000 years old. No way in hell. Because guess what? If we wanted to make a pyramid right now, just like they did in Giza, guess what? We couldn't. So there we go. Mr. Trickle Trunk, another, or no, that was before. Thank you again for the 10 Canadian dollars, my friend up north. By the way, if you guys, whoever's in Texas right now, you guys are getting some nasty weather. I heard there's some nasty weather going on right now. Hope you guys are okay. Ooh, what's this? David Giles, you got an email from me. It's a leaked movie images. Look at what I sent you in the email. I will check real quick. Which email? Gary at nerdrotics.com. Okay. I'll look at my phone. Hang on. I have to go to the grocery store. We need paper towels. I'm sure y'all needed to know that. Oh, that's interesting. Hang on. I've got so many emails right now. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm going to read some more chat while I try to get to my Gmail. Back to the chat. Trust the pilot. They know their work. They no, oh man, I must be that behind. Natasha Calder, I do. Okay, I got to get way back there. There we go. The Price is Right reviews, $10. I don't know if you have seen the new Aladdin trailer. I have, but I am the only one who caught Will Smith jabbing a Shaquille O'Neal genie from Kazam, or my loyalty is to three wishes. I caught it at immediately. I didn't see Kazam, and Aladdin I liked. I am not a huge Disney fan. Aladdin is probably the animated movie from that era I like the most. But I have no interest in seeing that movie at all. Like zero. Like I saw the trailer and I just went. So I don't do trailer reactions because I won't forget the milk, Al Bundy. I won't forget the milk. Well, we get milk for coffee, and I definitely no soy is allowed in this house ever. Yes. Mr. Nerdrotic was noticing that Instagram and Facebook were down for a little while today, and I did not notice. Sidbad played a genie. Yes, he did. Or maybe he is one. Biffy Tannen. Gate. Yes. Neil Rock going to be Gate. Hail Star Weaver. How's it going? Hashtag no soy, right? Halam Gate. It's always Halam Gate. Every day it's Halam Gate. I need to go to a con and get my nerd fix on, but you guys are tiding me over until the meantime. When's the next con? Is it Emerald City? Yeah, I can't wait to go to San Diego. I got to check my email, make sure, I don't need to do anything else. I got to figure out where I got to stay. Blue balls, Will Smith. Will Smith gate. There you go. Go to the Eye of Africa and do some digging. I would love to, Dr. Beast Hunter. I mean, I don't want to go to that country because I would probably get killed, but I was under the impression you have built a pyramid like that in Vegas, baby. Yes. Well, I'll go to that period. I like that pyramid. The Luxor. Yeah. That's a weird place, by the way. The Anunnaki built the pyramids. Yes. And they also built Vegas. Face bitch is still not working right. Other than when I first woke up, it doesn't let me load any games or comment on posts. I was able to share this, but that was it. Sicily has a rich history. Arabs and Normans conquered it, for example. Yeah, Al Bundy, there's a bunch of ruins there. There's tons of ruins there. So I can't wait to eat the food. Oh, yeah. Rotten Gate. That's what it's called. Oh, yeah. So I think it's time to put up that new Patreon video and call it a day because I've got a Doctor Who video to finish, and apparently I have to go to the grocery store and get paper towels. I know. So exciting. Hang on. Come on. Oh, wow. Yeah, everything's moving. So what the hell? Here we go. Here we go. Any day now. And present to everybody there. And be sure to, God, what am I trying to sell anything? Oh, yeah, those t-shirts I've been promising forever. They will be done before I leave. Patreon packages will be done before I leave. The t-shirts rolling out. There'll be a couple different ones if you're interested. The one thing I am doing is I am going to start an online comic store, which will be comics and toys. So it'll be kind of like an eBay store, and it'll be on nerdrotic.com. It might be running concurrent with the eBay store. I'm not sure how I'm going to set it up yet. But I'll let you guys know if you're interested. Again, Nicholas Glenn, send me an email, and Wonder Girl 60s, send me an email. It's Gary@nerdrotic.com. And if you guys have comic book requests, some back issues and stuff, I mean, I have a pretty decent collection, but if I can't, if I don't have it here, I can generally find it. It will take time. Of course, I will not take payment until I have product in hand. So, it'll be through PayPal mostly. Sorry, my voice is going. I did a whole video this morning and then live stream 2 days ago. My voice is starting to go. But that is the plan. So no, I am never going to do an Indiegogo comic book or anything, but I am going to, there it is right there. Online comic and toy store coming soon to nerdrotic.com. And hopefully it turns into a brick and mortar someday, or just a pop-up. And maybe we could do like pop-ups in different location. I am going to start touring with some Comic-Con. So I'm going to take Nerdrotic on the road. That's going to happen later this year. So some of the cons after San Diego, I will be maybe in a town near you. I think it's a great way to kind of get on a road trip, kind of have a work vacation kind of thing. It'd be fun. Gamer Gamut, cool. Yeah. So what I'm going to offer is like the new stuff I'm going to offer is I'll get a Diamond account. And I'll probably sell some trades, but it'll mostly be back issues and toys. But I will take special orders. Yeah. So there's a lot in the pipeline. I'm going to be on World Class Bullshitters tomorrow, by the way. I think one of the guys is one of the on their regular podcast. So that is a brilliant honor. So I believe that is 5:30 Central. You'll have to check with them for sure. But car video. I'll do a car video someday. What the hell? I'm always in my car. You will see me in Los Angeles. Josh, how do you say that? Josh, sooner than you think. I'm going to be in LA at the end of April. I got to go down and see my mom. So there you go. Crabadon Marvel. Yes. Crabadon Marvel. Come to Ohio, as I have family from there. Yeah, I would go to Ohio. Well, Jeff's from World Class Bullshitters in Cincinnati. I hope it will take me to the East Coast. It will. Towns I'll be hitting for sure are New York, because my cousin is there, in Austin, Texas. I will be hitting Austin, Texas, and Albuquerque, because my sister lives there, and then probably Florida. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Lots of plans. I've been spending the last couple of months streamlining, and then we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, but at the end of April, I'll be in LA, and I'll do an LA meetup, even if it's just you and I having a cup of coffee. That's enough for me. Star Weaver, thank you so much. We love you having you here. So thank you for the kind words of the channel. Mark Northcott, Australian $5. Why don't fans create an open source universe that follows Star Trek superhero principles and ideas with groups, creators, fans, managing canon? That is a great idea. I love that idea. Well, City of Heroes is back. You can kind of do it with that. I think it's there's a way to get on Cities. I haven't done it yet, but City Heroes is back. Something like that. That would be brilliant. Like an open place where we can, yeah, that would be fun. I'm sure somebody's working on that, but make it free. Like, do advertisements in there and just, yeah, that would be cool as hell. Alex Saunders for £5. I noticed something strange on my cinema app last week. Odeon includes largest screen in UK. I know where that is. Just a day before Captain Marvel, I email screenshots to Gary@nerdrotic.com. Michael Deich, $2. Google weird stories that have happened at Luxor. Oh, I will, because I've heard weird things about Luxor. Like really, and there's a weird vibe to that place. There is, Michael. I'm telling you, I've stayed there. Nick Jones, $9.99. Buy yourself a gelato whilst in Italy. I will. A gelato. Oh, yes, I will. Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you for the $9.99. MKF30, $5. Would you watch the new Star Trek Picard if Q comes back? Yes. I loved his character. And have you read the new Q Conflict? It's really good. I have not, but I will. That's going to be later in the year, though. But I have not. I'm going to check out the Picard series for the channel, and out of curiosity, I hope it's good. Okay. While I still have a voice, thank you for the super chats. Alex Saunders, Mark Northcott, Michael Deich, Nick Jones, MKF30, The Price is Right reviews. Demonic Bioman, Mr. Trickle Trunk, Demonic Bioman, Mr. Trickle Trunk, B. Castellada, Brother Malachi, Mr. Trickle Trunk, Nathan O'Brien, Brother Malachi, B. Castellada, Emperor Pigeon, Silhouette and Animator, Paul Bevins, the Geiger, Darkstar 57, Paul Bevins, the Geiger, Brian Smart, Motolicious, Daxamite, Motolicious, David Kenny, The Price is Right Review, Emperor Pigeon, Mary Ashmead, Wonder Girl 60s, Robert Poole, MKF30, Daxamite, The Price is Right Review, Loquacious Primate, Patrick Brothers, Frederick Godzilla Mencken, 3J3, EB Chill 2, The Price is Right Reviews, The Real Mrs. B, Dan Heist, Daxamite, Mazamonte, Scotty Taylor, Fast 400, hashtag Fast 400, Gamer Gambit, Cesario, JPN, Josh, the Amazing Animator, and he was talking about Juan Pool Indiegogo. Go check it out. Destiny Captain, Dave Carafa, Dennis Edelman for $20. Thank you. Trina Guthridge, William Winter, Silhouette and Animator, Aaron Friedman, Tower of Vape, Silhouette and Animator, Danosaurus, a retracted one, Bryce Brierly. And again, EVS opened up Cyberfrog again. So go check out the campaign. The art looks pretty amazing for that. And yeah, support independent comic book creators, support comic shops if they deserve your support, but try to support them as much as possible, but do not support anything that does not deserve your support. If it is run by a bunch of creatives who abuse you online and generalize you in with a group of horrible people, they do not deserve your money nor your time. I don't battle people on Twitter, but I certainly observe a lot of the vast majority of toxicity comes from creatives. If you look at it, if you weigh out the percentage, the vast majority of fans are pretty chill, but I can't say the vast majority of creatives are pretty chill. And we need to put them in their place. That's exactly. Now, there are many out there who are really good people and just want to create comic books or good films. There are many out there who are kind of going along, who aren't really like this. You all are the ones who need to stop, because for one, you're being a bunch of posers, and you also are not helping anything by covering your own ass. You might find out that if you find your voice and you speak your voice and you say what you really feel, you might find it liberating. You might. And then there's generally people who just like cracking back on fans because they've always hated fans. And a lot of creatives have, which sucks. As far as comic shops, Zach did a great video. And in one of his videos, by the way, he's been on a tear. Your boy Zach has been on a tear lately, and it's been great. He asked comic shop retailers to finally be honest and say the reason why they're closing. Tell us why they're closing, not because of circumstances or we're really sorry. He wants to hear an actual reason. I'm thinking about doing a video of a positive video response to that, to tell them. I mean, he knows, everybody knows, but we just want to hear it from comic book retailers. Well, I'm a former one. I'll get close. I don't know if you'll ever hear it from the comic retailers right now, because for some reason their saving face is more important than actually being in business, which sucks. Is it Mr. Tickle Trunk? Oh, did I say it wrong? Sorry. You know what? I'm saying these things so fast. If I'm okay, so it's Mr. Tickle Trunk. Did I say Mr. Trickle Trunk? I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't get all upset about it. I mispronounce things, man. All right. There we go. Take back holes, blame war campaign. I blame war campaign for everything. DJD show. That's what I'm not blaming you for everything. And cat scratch gate, Rome hater. I like that. So yeah, nobody take it personally of me mispronouncing your name. It's just, I'm a California publicly educated. So me not very smart, but if you didn't hear me pronounce my last name, I dare you to pronounce it right. I dare you. What's up? Trickle Trunk is something you get from watching Discovery. It definitely is. It definitely is something you need fanicillin for. I coined that phrase that nobody picked up on. What's up, Tom? How's it going? All right, everybody. Smoochgate. Everybody have a great day. I'm gonna go get them paper towels, and I'll see you live Friday. And oh, don't forget to go to Fandango and get your Shazam tickets for the 23rd. They are available in a theater near you. And oh, hi, T Stoney. Just in time to leave. Everybody have a great day, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Ciao.